Hello students, today I am going to continue lesson 5 Traders to Rulers. In this topic I will explain you about the British expansion under Lord Dalhousie and the four Anglo-Mysore wars and the Anglo-Maratha wars. Doctrine of Lapse. Doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie, who was the Governor General at that time. According to this, the if an Indian ruler without a natural heir would not be allowed to adopt the son of a brother to be heir to the throne without the permission of the British. This left many rulers, particularly those of Jhansi, Satara, and Nagpur, without heirs and unhappy at being annexed. Then annexation of Awadh. It was not due to the doctrine of lapse. Awadh was ruled by Wajid Ali Shah. It was annexed in 1856 on the basis of misgovernance by Wajid Ali Shah. He was deposed by the British, and due to this his wife Begum Hazrat Mahal joined the Great Revolt of 1857, about which you will read in the next chapter. Now the opponents of the British rule means those rulers who were against the British Company or British Empire. In this, Mysore Marathas were there, who were against the British rule or to work under the British Company. In this, Hyder Ali, who was the father of Tipu Sultan, he was a powerful ruler in Mysore. He ruled from 1761 to 1782. At his reign, the Mysore was a very powerful kingdom, and Hyder Ali also defeated the British in the first Anglo-Mysore war, and the Treaty of Madras was signed between both in 1769. According to this, both the sides, the British and the Hyder Ali, they both would help each other if the enemy would force a war against them. Then Tipu Sultan, who was the son of Hyder Ali, he was also against the British Empire. He was defeated by the British Company because he stopped the spice trade, that is sandalwood, pepper and cardamom, through the ports of his kingdom. He also stopped the other merchants to trade with the British Company. I taught you about Tipu Sultan earlier, that he wanted to modernize his army, so he took the help of French company to make his company or he make his army more modernized. But his army or his navy was not so strong than the navy of the British, so he was defeated and killed in 1799 while he was defending capital Srirangapatnam. Then the Marathas. You have read about Marathas in the third battle of Panipat. In 1761, the Peshwa Bajirao, Balaji Bajirao was defeated by the Ahmad Shah Abdali, and after that the Peshwas and the Marathas became very weak, and they were divided into different dynasties. These dynasties were Gaikwads, Holkars, Bhosles, and Sindhias. They were against each other, but they were held together in a confederacy under the Peshwa, who was based in Pune. But after the 1770s, there was a power struggle between the Peshwa for the heir to the throne. So there were four Anglo-Maratha wars took place between 1775 to 1818. The first Anglo-Maratha war was fought between 1775 to 1782. It was due to the issue of succession to the throne of Peshwa. The cause of the war was the Madhavrao II, who was supported by the Maratha chiefs under the leadership of Nana Fadnavis, and the other was the Raghunath Rao, who was supported by the British company. So there was a war between the forces of British who supported Raghunath Rao and the forces which supported the Madhav Rao too. The British forces captured Ahmedabad and Gwalior, but they were defeated by the Maratha chiefs. So the Treaty of Salbai was signed between the British company and the Maratha chiefs in 1782, and the British company, they recognized Madhavrao II as the Peshwa. Then the second Anglo-Maratha war, which was fought between 1803 to 1805. Because this happened because the Lord Wellesley was the Governor General at that time. He wanted to impose subsidiary alliance on Sindhias and Bhosles. So Sindhias and Bhosles, they rested. They did not want to uh, to work under the subsidiary alliance of company. So they put a war against the British. But Sindhias and Bhosles were defeated, and they had to accept the subsidiary alliance of the British. The British also attacked the Holkars, but the war did not lead to decisive result, as Lord Wellesley was called back to England and peace was concluded with the Holkars. The Third Anglo-Maratha War was fought between 1817 to 1818, in which Peshwa Bajirao II tried to unite the Marathas against the British, but the Maratha forces lost by British, and the office of Peshwa was abolished, and Bajirao II was deposed and pensioned off to Bittu near Kanpur. All his kingdoms as well as the territories of other Maratha chiefs were annexed by the British, and they were not allowed to maintain an army. Now, the conclusion of this lesson: by the middle of the 19th century, the British forces were able to capture the almost all part of India. Thus, the phase of economic exploitation of India began. Many factors were responsible for this. The main factor was that the British army had advanced or modern weapons, and the Indian army or Indian rulers army had the obsolete weapons or the old weapons, so they were easily defeated by the British army. Then there was no any central authority. There was lack of central authority to control the large territory. Then they always fought amongst each other. Then the British army had a very big navy, but the Indian rulers like Tipu Sultan or the Mir Qasim did not have the large army. So although they had a large number of soldiers, but they were defeated easily by the British company. So I am concluding this lesson today, and I will give you the question answer of this lesson in PDF. So thank you for watching this video.